Class is in session, and today we're going to be taking down those big beefy trolls in that levitation charm in the exam week tasks. So these two big trolls are really big nuisance. They really damage you so much, and they are super tanky and do not take much damage themselves. So today I'm going to show you the deck that I've used to defeat these trolls, and then hopefully you can replicate this and then get all the way up to the highest level of this as well. So we're going to use the Severus Snape Echo. This could also be a Bellatrix the Strange Echo if you want to use for the Death Eater damage, but Snape is what I'm going with right now because he does that Semper attack which hits both trolls continuously. And then we're going to go down to our companion straight away, and we're going to have Kevin in slot 1. Kevin is very important in this run because he will be raising our basic attack damage by a fair bit, so we will continually take damage off the trolls even if we're not using spells. The other two companions do not matter that much. I've just gone with Robin because you can sit her down in a corner and keep the trolls away from her while she continually does damage, and the twins kind of just a bit of a scapegoat, so the trolls hit them, not us. Over to our cards here, and a few of these can get switched out if you want. The main one I'd switch out if it was any would be Sempra. I'd switch this out with Whiz Bangs or Time Turner, depending how you want to go. But the main thing is that you need to have damage. Damage is the hardest part about this whole battle because you will run out of time if you don't do enough damage fast, and you need to control these guys, otherwise they will damage you too much. So this is why I'd say switch this for Whiz Bangs or Time Turner if you do struggle with the amount of damage you need to get out. So I'll start over here at number 1, Prior Incanto. It speaks for itself. It's the best thing if you want to double spells. So if you want to double Venom or you want to double Aguamente, just to take down that extra damage, this is the best way to go. Inflatus is just to control the trolls, and you do need to realize that once they initiate an attack, you cannot control them except for Wingardium Leviosa. So you need to be very cautious on when you use your Inflatus and when you use your Incarcerus. This is also very good to use with that Whiz Bangs, as I talked about in my video yesterday. Also with the Venom, it is amazing. You bring them close together, lay down the Venom just in front of their walkway, and they'll walk straight through that, causing a lot of damage. Semper is just here as a bit of damage. It will bounce between two enemies, taking them down pretty fast. But as I said, if you are struggling with damage, switch to Whiz Bangs or Time Turner. Venom is next up, and it is a massive part of the way that we play here. It slows them down and takes damage off them continuously if you do it with Prior Incanto, and then they can walk across 2 acid bubbles before they even get to you, damaging them so much and letting you regain MP. Whoopers, exactly the same as the Hippogriff. They're here to instill fear into the trolls and just make them walk off what they were doing before and giving you more time to raise that mana. They do a bit of damage, but it's very negligible. Aguamente, our main source of DPS, and as it says here, each time a jet of water hits the same enemy, the damage it deals increases. So you want to be continuously hitting that same troll when you do release an attack, and you'll just see the damage will go up so much. The last one, DPS, which is a bit of a different one, is a stack of Monster Book of Monsters. I'm using this one because the trolls hardly even attack these guys, especially if there's one troll left. He will not attack these guys, and these guys will continually damage him so much. When he goes into his full attack, he runs in front of them and misses them, and normally he doesn't attack them at all. So this is a great way of DPS because you just go and you run around while he continuously gets hit. This is probably one of the most important cards in this deck. So as you can see, I've tried to make this deck as free to play as possible. There is not one legendary card in there at all, and the highest level of card is level 10. This is very accessible for everyone. Obviously I've got a bit more health because my spellbook's at 55, but you should still be able to get through this at a very reasonable rate, even though your spellbook may be lower than what the suggested one is. So let's get into that run through, and I'll talk you through how to set up and start, and then go through a few things within the battle. So I'm going to place myself up the top here. The worst thing about this whole run is that it's nearly impossible to miss that first hit. But as you can see, we're dropping the Venom down first, and then we're going to control them. And this is the most important part. We're going to drop our little Kevin down the bottom left-hand side, bottom right-hand side, right out of the way. And then we're going to try and control our trolls to come and follow us away from him. We want him to stay down there for the whole amount of his skill-based time, so we get the most out of our basic attacks. All we need to do right now is just control them, stay close to them, hit them with a few controls, spells, whatever else. So let's see how the Swoopers work. They get over there, and you'll see they'll get into this a bit of a fear in a second and run away like that. As we can see, Kevin done his job. We got our extra basic attack damage, and now we're up to 155 basic attack instead of 91. That is a massive improvement. Huge. So now, on the main run right now, we just need to keep them at a distance. Not as far away as possible, because then our basic attack will not hurt them at all, but close enough that we basic attack, but still far enough away that we can miss most of their incoming attacks. And the way that I usually do this is just go corner to corner to corner, and if I drop down a companion like I have there with Robin, then I try and keep them as far away as possible from her and let her stand around doing as much damage as possible. So as you can tell, there is 2 trolls here. One is nowhere near as strong as the other one, but we still need to defeat them both. You should defeat the other one first, which opens up so much more, which I'll skip forward to in a second. But right here, this is the prior incanto of the double acid bubble. Look how much damage is taken off them. It just literally melts them, and you can do whatever you need to do to get away from them and regain that mana, ready to attack again. So I'll just skip forward now. I'm here, and it is just me against one of the trolls. Look at that damage on Aguamente, up to 230 per attack. That is absolutely massive. As you can see, I'm staying close enough to still hit them with a basic attack, but getting away from them. And at this point, you can see I have no moves left. So that is why I'm going corner to corner and then just trying to control them here and there. It does make it very hard when you have no moves left, but if you're far enough away and just get hit here and there, you'll be fine. Right here, this is the Monster Book of Monsters, the stack of them. Just watch, they do not get attacked pretty much at all. As soon as he walks away, he forgets about them. You control him again, and they'll just hit him for 36 continuously. And now he'll run after me and attack, and he doesn't hit them once. This is why they are so good. And then put the venom down. He can hardly move. He's getting hit by poison. He's getting hit by the monsters. His damage is just going down at a very, very alarming rate for him. And all we need to do is worry about... I'll go down a little bit. See above me, my timer is nearly out. This is why I'd probably put in Whizbangs instead of Sempra. It does do a lot more damage. So I only just made that by 10 seconds, but that was exactly how we need to run this run. Hopefully this deck setup and little rundown on how I beat the trolls can help you elevate your exam levels all the way up to the top. It is a very accessible deck with no legendaries at all. You probably could put some legendaries in there if you really wanted to, but I just wanted to show you that you can do it without the legendaries. Hopefully this guide has helped you to complete the trolls and get through all the way up to the top levels. If it has, make sure you let me know down in the comments below and show it to all your friends at playing, because the more people that see this, the more people that get rewards, and I'll see you in a video soon.